Finding a job isn't easy these days, and finding a good job is even tougher. But there's good news. Jobs are available right here in our area. Good jobs. If you need one or you're looking for a career with a future, then don't go anywhere, because we've got your answer. Hit it, boys.
Take this job and love it. Opportunities knocking on the door. We've got the jobs that'll give you the freedom you've been looking for. You better not try to stand in the way of good jobs along with good pay. Take this job and love it. Your future starts today. Take this job and love it. Your future starts today.
Hello, everyone. A new report has just come out about jobs in the Pittsburgh region, and the story it tells is pretty amazing, especially if you're a young person wondering what kind of career you should get into once you're out of school.
It turns out that there are thousands of jobs available here right now in the field of energy, and even more jobs will be available moving into the future. And the great news for you, employers can't even begin to find enough qualified people to fill all these job openings. We call the hottest of these energy jobs our Fabulous 14. 14 great jobs for the future.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Shelley said qualified people. So you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, I bet I need some kind of advanced college degree to qualify for these hot new jobs. Well, you couldn't be more wrong.
While each of these 14 in-demand, good-paying jobs requires some additional training or education beyond a high school degree, once you've got that training, you can pretty much write your own ticket. Employers will come looking for you, not the other way around. Sound intriguing? I thought so.
So what do you say we get started?
Sounds good, Kelly. Our first job in the Fabulous 14 has been a profession since the Middle Ages, but it's come a long way since then. All throughout this region, and not just in the energy sector, employees are desperately looking for people who can weld. Believe it or not, if you're a qualified welder, there are several companies who want to hire you right now. Let's meet Rich Martin, who can tell you firsthand what a great career welding can be. Rich Martin comes from a family of welders. The trade goes back as far as his grandfather. He works at Aquatech in Canonsburg, constructing water purification systems used in the gas and oil industry, in chemical plants, in food and beverage production, anywhere extremely pure water is needed. A person can learn the basics of welding at a tech school, but becoming a top-notch welder, that can take years to perfect. And guys like Rich take a lot of pride in their craft.
There's a lot of skill behind it, and there's a lot of technique. So, and it's almost like you would be painting a picture almost. You know, your weld reflects actually how you do it, you know. Others, like, I could pick my welds out from somebody else's.
At Aquatech, welders also get to play a big role in assembling giant water purification systems that are sent all over the world. Kenneth Kennedy, Senior Manager of Manufacturing for Aquatech, says there's always a spot open for a guy like Rich, someone who can weld and think on his feet. As a former welder himself, Kenneth agrees that good welding is an art.
I had the good luck to go to the Louvre earlier this year and saw the Mona Lisa. And there were people standing around commenting on it, whether it was good or bad or what it was. And I could have closed my eyes and been standing in the shop and listening to people critique other people's welding. It's, you know, they're the toughest critics there are. These guys are very proud of what they do, and they're all the best.
Welders at Aquatech and everywhere else in Western Pennsylvania make a good living, and they're in high demand. So why don't more people go into the trade these days?
I think everybody has the image that it's such a dirty industry to be in, that, you know, you're covered from head to foot with dirt and grime and everything all day long, but that's not the case.
Who knew welders would be in such high demand? And the salaries these men and women bring home are nothing to sneeze at either. There are several technical training centers in our area that offer certification programs in welding, and several of them offer a variety of scholarship, grant, and loan programs. In addition, all 4 of our area community colleges offer welding certification programs that will provide you with the training to get into this hot profession. As we told you earlier in the show, all of our Fabulous 14 jobs of the future are part of our growing energy employment sector. Our region is taking the lead in 7 different areas of energy production. And during the show, we're going to give you a bit of insight into each of those 7. So, let's focus on the first of those energy subsectors, the one everybody talks about these days, natural gas.
Focus on natural gas. Our area is no stranger to natural gas production. The first commercial gas well, the Haymaker well, was drilled in Murraysville back in 1878. With the development of the Marcellus Shale Play, Pennsylvania has become a major player in the gas production business. The state currently ranks 2nd in the U.S. in number of producing gas wells. Plentiful natural gas has created any number of ancillary jobs here in a wide variety of industries, from pipeline construction to truck sales. It will also encourage other types of companies to open new facilities here. For example, natural gas is an important feeder stock in the production of plastics, so several local companies like Bayer, Lanxess, and Nova Chemicals could greatly expand their operations in our region in the near future, all thanks to our abundant natural gas supply.
Let's keep this job train rolling, all right? I'm here in the edit booth where all of the profile pieces for the show are being put together. Next up on our Fabulous 14 is a job you might not have heard of before, petroleum engineer. But how about this for an in-depth career? That's Tracy, who you see behind me on the big screen. And every single person from Tracy's graduating class was offered a job the moment they graduated. Every single one. Let's find out more about what Tracy does for a living.
I'm a drilling engineer. I design drilling, like this drilling rig behind me is going. I give directions to this rig.
And that's an awesome responsibility. With millions of dollars in natural gas on the line, Tracy Juarez's success is measured by how much gas her wells produce. Finding the best places to direct her crew to drill can be a tricky business. Based on feedback coming from more than a mile underground, Tracy can fine-tune the path of drilling to get to the best rock.
We'll call the rig and we'll give them specific instructions for how to get to where the geologists are saying the best rock is. I've heard the statistic that each year the U.S. graduates 300 petroleum engineers and about 30,000 lawyers. So it is a very small industry. The class that I graduated with had about 76 petroleum engineers, and as far as I know, we all were offered jobs either with service companies or operating companies with fairly high salaries.
Petroleum engineers get to use math and science principles, but they aren't stuck behind a desk all day long. That's part of the appeal of the job. Tracy says another thing that makes the job rewarding is getting to see the results of your work quickly.
We drill these wells in about 1 week each. So it takes about a week to see if I did my job good or if I have an area to improve in.
As you just heard, not many colleges offer petroleum engineering degrees, but fortunately for us, 2 of the U.S.'s top 10 schools are located not very far from here. Both Penn State University and Marietta College in Marietta, Ohio, offer top-notch programs in petroleum engineering that will prepare graduates for jobs in this highly sought-after career. Time now for what we're calling Fast Facts, an odd collection of stray facts from the world of employment. Petroleum engineers might be one of the best college majors for nailing down a high-paying job after graduation, but did you ever wonder which college major offers the worst payback? The answer? Anthropologist, paying recent graduates a median salary of only $28,000 a year. So if you're thinking about becoming an anthropologist, hopefully you're not doing it for the money. We'll be right back with more Jobs to Love.
Take this job and love it. There's jobs and energy. Take this job and love it.
Take this job and love it. How many people can truly say they have a job they love, a career that pays well and gives them a feeling of security? Tonight, we have 14 jobs that do exactly that, the hottest jobs in Pittsburgh's energy sector. Among our Fabulous 14, there are jobs for every level of education and training. And just a quick note, if you happen to miss the information about one of our fabulous 14 jobs, never fear, because all of the profile pieces and more information about each job is available at our website, WPXI.com. Just click on the tab that says Energy Jobs and you'll find tons of information. Now let's take a look at our next hot job and meet Kevin Lutz, who's a machinist.
Tungsten carbide parts are 3 times harder than steel, but they start as a brittle, easily breakable material, about the consistency of chalk. Machining such a fragile material is a challenge, and Kevin Lutz of General Carbide in Greensburg spends his days making precision parts of this chalk-like material, machining the finished parts to tolerances as tight as 1/1000th of an inch. Sometimes it takes him all day to produce a single part, and other days he'll machine dozens of them. He loves the variety of the work.
You think on the fly all day long. Some days I'll get 60 different blueprints in front of me, and and they're all different.
According to Kevin, being a machinist isn't for everybody. It takes attention to detail and the ability to concentrate.
You have to be extremely patient, and you have to have the capability to do extremely tedious work for long periods of time. If you're somebody that's all over the place mentally and you have a hard time focusing on one thing for a long period of time, this is not for you.
Western Pennsylvania might just be the carbide capital of the world, with many opportunities available locally. But Kevin says, once you learn the craft, employment opportunities are available wherever you go.
You can find a job in machining pretty much anywhere that you go, although it may be more prevalent some places than others. It's something that you could take with you anywhere.
A variety of local tech schools and vocational programs offer basic machinist training, although Kevin would tell you it takes lots of on-the-job training to truly perfect the craft. Time now to check out the second of our area's 7 energy segments. This time, it's coal, which until recently has been the giant in our local energy picture. Despite the emergence of the gas industry, coal production is still a dominant force in our employment picture. Let's find out more.
Focus on coal. We've been mining coal in this area since before the Revolutionary War. Pennsylvania still ranks 4th in the U.S. in coal production, and our area has the highest concentration of mining equipment manufacturers and other firms that support the coal industry. The Pittsburgh region houses the only private sector coal research and development facility, as well as the National Energy Technology Laboratory, which conducts groundbreaking fossil fuel research. Coal has been big business in this area for decades, and if you think coal energy is strictly old school, just remember, half of America's electricity still comes from coal, and the technology used to produce it gets more high-tech all the time.
Time to hit up another of our fabulous 14. Do you like to wheel and deal? Hit the road and travel out into the backcountry? Can you talk to just about anyone? Then our next job might be for you. Local energy companies are dying to find people who can work as a landman. And don't be fooled by the title. Landmen are both male and female. Let's meet Jim Stout. He's a landman and he loves it. Landman Jim Stout is on the road looking over rural property that could one day produce natural gas. Whether it's in gas, oil, or even wind energy, landmen negotiate leases with landowners to develop energy. In his job with EQT, Jim has to be able to negotiate with potential leaseholders, deal with engineers, geologists, and attorneys. There's quite a bit of individual contact with property owners involved in the job, but Jim also has to be able to devour maps, understand real estate law, and the basics of gas drilling and transportation. Landmen have been active in gas and oil-rich areas of the country like Texas and Oklahoma for years, but the job is relatively new here.
I love this job, and I would recommend it to other folks to pursue as a career. It's a great career. It's a great opportunity right now here in Pennsylvania that wasn't here 10 years ago.
Part of the increased demand for landmen is the result of attrition in the industry. Many experienced landmen are retiring, and as yet, a new generation has not stepped forward to replace them. According to Debbie Dominguez from EQT, the position is competitive but highly rewarding.
It's an exciting job, and you're looking for the person that will, can handle both sides of the situation, can handle running out to see, potential lessor, and then turn around and come back and, look at documents for the next 3 hours. So it's very exciting.
Even after a site has been drilled, Jim continues to work with leaseholders, ensuring that the well site is being run according to plan. He says, in addition to monetarily benefiting landowners, his job has one other important reward.
Helping America get off foreign oil. It's something that's much bigger than just one person's job, and it's a great collaborative effort.
Even though an advanced degree isn't a prerequisite to becoming a landman, Waynesburg University offers a master's degree in energy management that equips graduates for a career in land management for the energy field. And here's a fast fact for everyone out looking for a job. According to HR executives, the worst question you can ask while on an interview is, "What does your company do?" So let's take that question off our list. More Take This Job and Love It coming up.
Take this job and love it. Your future starts today. Take this job and love it.
Welcome back to Take This Job and Love It.
Of course, the show's title refers back to the 1977 classic country hit, Take This Job and Shove It.
That's right, but a lot has changed in the workplace since that song was a hit. The original version of the song talked about the drudgery of assembly line work, but as we're finding out, the latest hot jobs in the energy field offer interesting work, long-term stability, and great pay. These are jobs to love, not loathe.
We call them our Fabulous 14, and all of the jobs require some training beyond high school, but many do not require a 4-year degree.
So let's take a look at another career opportunity, this time as an industrial mechanic, someone who repairs equipment used in manufacturing and other industrial plants. Jeremy Vakavich repairs and maintains electrical equipment at the Elwood City Forge. He works on a wide variety of industrial machinery, from huge furnaces to lathes and grinders. Some of the machinery in the plant dates back to the 1950s, and some of it is brand new. But if an electrical problem develops, Jeremy has to know how to fix it, and that's the part of the job he likes best.
I enjoy troubleshooting machinery. So whenever a machine's broken down, I'm hoping I'm the one that gets sent there. It's just like a little puzzle you get to figure out, you know?
It currently takes Elwood City Forge 6 to 8 months to find someone to fill a position like Jeremy's. Even though the basic training is available at local tech schools, industrial electricians are extremely hard to find. And according to Danielle Book, Director of Human Resources at the Forge, the need will become even greater as the current workforce at the plant reaches retirement age.
Our organization as a whole is going to see a huge attrition of people retiring in the next 5 to 7 years, and that directly affects our skilled trade, our electricians. So we will have, openings that will come available for sure in the next 5 to 7 years.
Although Jeremy specializes in electrical repairs and maintenance at the Elwood City Forge, there are plenty of other industrial mechanic positions out there that are not for electricians. As long as there are still industrial machines, somebody has to know how to fix them. Focus on. I love that. It's time once again to check out another of our area's 7 energy segments. This time, nuclear energy. Thanks to one major company in our area, Western Pennsylvania is a major player in the worldwide nuclear energy picture. Let's find out more.
Focus on nuclear energy. Half of the world's existing nuclear reactors are based on technology developed right here by Westinghouse. Nuclear technology also creates local demand for related supplies and services. Westinghouse's latest reactor technology is being used to produce electricity in 4 new plants in China and in 14 of the 27 new plants announced in the U.S. More than 40% of Westinghouse's 13,000 employees are located in Western Pennsylvania. And our region is also a hotbed of nuclear-based research and development, providing lots of jobs for the next generation of technicians and engineers.
I'm here in the edit booth where we put together the profiles for the show. And speaking of nuclear energy, our next job in the fabulous 14 takes us to Westinghouse, one of the world's top nuclear energy companies. Trevelius Harris, who you see behind me, is a mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineers are needed in almost every sector of our energy industry. But because Trevelius is at Westinghouse, he gets to work on huge nuclear power reactor systems used all over the world. So let's meet him. Roll it, T-Bone. When 28-year-old Trevelius Harris relocated to Pittsburgh in 2008, he had no idea what the inside of a nuclear plant looked like. Today, the University of Tennessee graduate travels across the nation and abroad, servicing huge 45-ton motors like the kind found in this power plant.
I honestly never really had an interest in mechanical engineering until I came to college. My father has a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning business. And so from the time I was in the 7th grade until the time that I graduated high school, every summer, every vacation from school, he would come and kidnap me is what I would call it.
Harris credits his passion for science, technology, engineering, and math to encouragement from some very keen mentors. For Harris, understanding the basics of STEM was easy.
You know, surprisingly it was. In high school, I had a lot of dedicated teachers, and so having that motivation and inspiration at an early age did wonders for me.
Harris says the biggest misconception about working in the nuclear industry is that it's not safe, but he's trained to make sure safety is key regardless of his role.
I have the privilege of being a project manager, or I can be the technician. So as a project manager, I basically have a crew of 10 to 12 guys that I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for their safety, making sure that we get the job done in a timely manner, and making sure that we get the job done under budget. So it's very important for me to have that dual role.
Local colleges and universities that offer a degree in mechanical engineering include Carnegie Mellon, Gannon up in Erie, Grove City College, Penn State, both at main campus and at Penn State Barron in Erie, and the University of Pittsburgh. Time now for another fast fact. According to a state of California study, by the year 2015, 60% of new American jobs will require skills currently held by only 20% of the population. So I guess that means there's lots of opportunity to get some training in those new skills and get out there and snap up those jobs. We'll have more good-paying, in-demand energy jobs coming up, so stay with us.
Take this job and love it.
Welcome back to Take This Job and Love It, our look at the 14 hottest jobs in our local energy field. Maybe you've noticed that there is a whole lot of new construction going on in our area. For the first time in decades, new manufacturing plants are being opened here, and that's meant a boom in all traditional construction trades. But it turns out that there's an acute shortage of supervisors to head up these large construction projects, as we found out when we spent some time with Chris DeBone. Chris works for Mascaro Construction, and he's in the middle of a huge construction project, building a new plant that will produce pipeline for local energy companies. Let's head out to the construction site. Meet Chris DeBone, General Field Superintendent with Mascaro Construction. If you think his job is all bricks and mortar, think again. Chris runs all field operations on large-scale projects and handles the daily activity of foreman superintendents. He also coordinates drawings and construction processes. In short, he helps build whatever project he's assigned.
90% of my job is motivating and trying to put people in the right situations for them to succeed at what they do. Because we all know people are all different. You got to motivate people different ways. Some people need to be talked to different ways. Some people come from different backgrounds, have different issues, so you got to treat everyone a little different. I have a civil engineering background, which helps to get you the basis, but really everything I've learned and has been working out in the field and meeting different people and learning from them and how they do business. I don't know that people understand the time effort that's involved sometimes and the amount of dealing with people you have. I mean, we build projects. You see the construction, the bricks and mortar, the equipment, but to put that in motion, you have to talk to people and get them to do the work. It's challenging. There's definitely a reward at the end. You get to see the fruit of your labor, so to speak, and see what you've been able to accomplish with your team of people. So it's definitely rewarding.
Let's look at the last of our 7 local energy segments, Intelligent Building Technology. This segment encompasses energy-efficient construction and other technology designed to make the most efficient use of energy. It turns out there's an awful lot going on in this region in the area of green building.
Focus on Intelligent Building Technology. So how exactly does a building get smart? By using less energy, that's how. Pittsburgh is known for its green buildings. The LEED certified convention center was the first building of its kind in the U.S., and there are hundreds of other LEED certified buildings here as well. And in addition to the buildings themselves, many of the electrical systems and building technology components are built here as well. Green buildings lower maintenance costs, save energy, and lower utility bills. And on the residential side, recently constructed zero-energy lab homes constructed in Ohio Township's Cobblestone Estates had as their goal a house whose monthly utility bills would be cut to zero. Zip, zilch, nada. And as a leader in energy efficiency, that big zero adds up to a lot for Pittsburgh.
There's only one job left in our fabulous 14, and that's the job of inspector or tester. Let's find out what that's all about. Inspectors test, sort, sample, or weigh raw materials or finished parts, looking for defects, wear, or deviation from specifications. The job requires no special training beyond a high school degree or GED, but it does require an unflagging attention to detail, as inspectors must always remain vigilant for faulty products or materials. Inspectors use a wide variety of measuring and evaluation tools in their work and analytic software. They are essential to the continued success of any business.
If you'd like more information about any of our fabulous 14 jobs, you can get it at our website, WPXI.com. Just click on the tab that says Energy Jobs, and you'll find all of the profile pieces from tonight's show, plus more information about the jobs and where to find education and training to prepare you for them.
Another great resource is powerofpittsburgh.com. Under the career menu on the site, you can find out more about energy job openings, plus information on how to apply for apprenticeships and certifications that will help you land those hot jobs of the future. There's also information on the site about resources available in local community and four-year colleges.
And 2 other great websites to visit are ShaleNet and New Century Careers. ShaleNet.org offers comprehensive recruitment, training, and placement programs for jobs in the natural gas industry. New Century Careers can be found at ncsquared.com, and it offers information about training, some of it free training, for jobs within our local manufacturing community.
All of which goes to show you that there are jobs available if you have the proper training.
So get out there, people, and hopefully before too long you'll be singing Take This Job and Love It, along with all of the thousands of other people who've latched on to these great jobs of the future. Good night.
I've been searching for a job with a future since I first got out of school. I tried flipping burgers, I tried selling clothes, thinking I'd be cool. Then I heard the news that lots of places were hiring. There's good jobs open, you see. Energy jobs! So it got me some training, applied at the office, and that's when they said to me, take this job and love it. Opportunities knocking on the door. We've got the jobs that'll give you the freedom you've been looking for. You better not try to stand in the way of good jobs along with good pay. Take this job and love it. Your future starts today. Take this job and love it. Your future starts today.